Okay, I'm very impressed how quickly we did that, actually. Very impressed with tonight. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A very special welcome to everyone here today. We are in August, if you can believe that, August AABC dinner. My name is Reen Borrows. I'm from Dream Coaching and Consulting, and I've been with AABC and on the board for roughly between 7 to 8 years now. I've had the privilege of being here, and what a wonderful place to be. And again, I know it's cold outside and people are still making it, so that's always a good sign. But first, I'd like to acknowledge that this event is being held on the traditional lands of the Duran people of the Eora Nation. I pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. I also acknowledge the Indigenous people of Palestine and their right for self-determination. The land of Palestine has always been shared by a diverse group of people living in harmony. Like the First Nations people and the history of this beautiful country, I acknowledge the devastation and mass atrocities continuing in Gaza, in the West Bank, in Lebanon, in Syria, in Sudan, in Yemen and Iran. I hope that through greater awareness and collective action, we can work towards a world free from genocide, violence and injustice. Palestine was and always will be Palestinian land. And I can't tell you how much it means to us to be able to have that acknowledgement. Where we don't have a voice, this is a place where we do have a voice. And I think, you know, I will be thanking our sponsors very soon. But if there's one thing the founders of the AABC, which is nearly 20 years old, not yet Hassan, nearly 20 years old, because I keep bringing up 1 year, don't I? If there's one thing that they've taught me is the reason why the AABC started such a long time ago was so that our community has a voice. The Arabic-speaking community, our countries, our people have a voice here in Australia because we were quite isolated. And now here we are, we've done a full circle almost. And so what we need to do is continue to support each other, to be here for each other, to speak up for each other, to feel that sense of belonging and security for all of us. So please, if you know anyone that would benefit from the AABC, because there's a lot of things that we do, bring them along. If you're a visitor here tonight, talk to our board members. They would love to talk to you about becoming a member and all the value that the AABC provides its members. We do work very closely with governments and businesses to build local and international trade relations, and we also work within the Australian Australian communities with established and strong working relationships and networking between members and other organisations. I'm sure George will be able to give us a little bit of conversation about that tonight as well. Can I also acknowledge now our platinum members, Sam and Annette Hart from Sam the Paving Man. I'd also like to acknowledge the foundation partner, Mr. Joe Risk and of Able Bank. And you know, his presentation 2 dinners ago is still etched in my mind. I don't know how many of you remember his presentation, but the way that he spoke to us about what's happening in the economy and what we can do with it was just profound. I'd also like to acknowledge the gold members, Mr. Sam Talib from Tepi Tyres and Mr. Peter Khayyat from KPR Recruitment, as well as our silver members, IMB Bank, Naturally Timber, PFS Accounts, RM Gregory, Promo Print, Hamden and Associates, Freedom Care Group, All Start Solutions and DATCOM. I'd also like to give a very warm welcome and a thank you to all our members. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Tonight it's really important that we do enjoy each other's company, enjoy the meza, enjoy dinner, but we do have a very, very special evening. And we will have our members coming up. One of the things I often say to people is just imagine yourself on stage where you have 5 minutes opportunity to talk about your business. How would you like the audience to be? How would you like them to listen to you? because you never know what you can learn. And please, let's give them, each person, that respect tonight to listen to everything that they're sharing with us and to ask them as many questions as possible. But before we do that, I do want to introduce or bring up everyone. There's no need for introductions for this gentleman. He's the man that does everything for the AABC and has been for over a decade. He's the man that's known within the community for, if you need something, you go to him and he will have a contact for you, he will have advice for you, and he'll give you that advice for free. He gives his heart and soul to everyone without asking for anything in return. I did promise I wouldn't embarrass him tonight, but I'm sorry, I can't help myself. So he has no choice. But I would like to, for us to give a very, very warm welcome to the man who needs no introduction, Mr. President, Mr. George Busonga.
Thank you, Rim. That was highly motivational. Even I had to applaud that introduction myself because I was just a stellar performance. But yeah, it's true. I mean, I always like to joke around and say, yeah, we've got friends in high places, and I always say we've also got high friends in places as well. So if you need anything whatsoever, there's always somewhere, somehow, something can happen within the network. And that's why we do all this work with the Australian Arab Business Council, is the fact that no matter where you are, no matter what you need, there's an Arab out there that can do it, right? And I'm so glad that you're a part of this group and we can be part of this referral network all together. And of course, and be that voice for the community. And it's great to see, how that voice has grown and how it's impacted many other communities as well. And people look to us as an example. So we're not just, people trying to do what others have done. We've now surpassed that. We're now setting the standard, and people are looking towards us for information and, of course, for guidance at times. As one of the things that was mentioned a bit earlier, we are playing a very proactive approach in the community, particularly amongst other business networks. So, many of our board members are so fantastic to also not only dedicate their time towards our group, but also participate in other events as well and become ambassadors of the Australian Arab Business Council. And that's what we expect from all of our members as well. When you leave this room, you are ambassadors of this great organisation. And it's not an organisation where you just fill in a form and pay some money through and automatically you're a member. There is a screening process, there is a discussion to make sure that we are attracting the right people in the room, that we are filling the gaps within our network as we can. And if anyone would like to participate in some of these activities as well, if you'd like to represent this organisation in other groups, there are plenty of opportunities out there. We do get tapped on the shoulder by a number of other organisations and other business networking groups to partake. And there's only so many functions you can go to in a week. And I'm happy to pass on those leads and invitations for you guys to take on that responsibility if you so wish, and grow your brand and help us improve the reputation of our esteemed organisation. And also on the point of tonight, I love doing the business showcase because it gives us a better understanding of who our members are, who are our neighbours, and how we can all work together to create a proper referring network. And we're not just sitting as strangers in the room. I was actually touched earlier today to actually have a chat with a couple of new guests to this organisation, and it was nice to hear that they felt the warmth in the room, and they've only just been in here for about 10 minutes. And so I really do appreciate those comments because it just shows what we're trying to achieve, and it does show that it's been felt by our guests as well as our members. And hopefully today we can gain a lot of insights into the three gentlemen that we're interviewing, and of course through the guidance of Bring, we can get that right information out there, and we can all support each other as one business council. Thank you everyone, enjoy the dinner, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Georgie. Thank you so much, George. I love the tie tonight. 8 or 9 years ago, I wasn't really part of the community until it was Farouk, one of the members here, introduced me to AABC, and then I was introduced to both Hassan Musa and Janan, and that's how it all started for me. And one of the things is that we underestimate how well our community does in Australia and how much we contribute here to this beautiful country. We underestimate that we bat way, way, way above our average when it comes to the contributions that we make in Australia. Now, the biggest challenge is the outside community doesn't underestimate us. We underestimate ourselves. And this is why it's so important to be able to talk to businesses within our membership, to have a look at, well, what drove them? Because what we have here is people who came from Lebanon, from Syria, from Palestine, from Sudan, from all over the Arab countries, as immigrants, and yet built such successful businesses. We have first-generation Arabs who are building even more successful businesses, because that's what you want for your children, correct? You want them to be more successful than you. And so tonight is an opportunity for us to meet some of these businesses and to understand what drove them and what can we learn from them. And also, what do they do and what is on offer here? And my first guest tonight, from behind the business, as we get to know people up close and personal, is Dr. Charbel Tadros. And if you can come up and join me, please. Just so, let me just get this done. First of all, let's get this. Okay, let's take a seat. I do take pleasure in embarrassing people, in the right way though. So I'm going to actually read his bio while he's sitting next to me. There's nothing nicer than that, is there? So, and it's something that you should be very, very proud of. So, Dr. Charbel is a Lebanese-Australian educator, author and community leader based in Sydney. He holds degrees in English pedagogy. I can't even pronounce that, but thank you very much. Must be important, very. And special education, and was awarded an honorary doctorate in 2024 for his contributions to inclusive learning and multicultural engagement. He is a published author of both fiction and spiritual works, and he also serves as a media manager at Oz Arab Media and is president of the Australian International Multicultural Association and the Lions Club of Canterbury, Bankstown. He also happens to be a husband, a father. So I don't know how you're juggling it all. I don't know how you're doing it all, but it's just very impressive. Thank you for being here tonight. Let me ask you a couple of questions here first. You know, we come to this country. What actually inspired you to start your business? And what's your journey been like so far?
Right. So, first of all, thank you for having me here. And, when I came to Australia in late 2017, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that we have a lot of people from different cultures, people from different communities, different ethnic groups, and everyone has something to bring to the table. And I've always been curious about different cultures, so I've read about them even before I had come to Australia. So I was interested in kind of integrating more. But I was also surprised to see that there wasn't a lot of integration between communities. Like each community would be clustered by itself and would do its own thing. So when the time came and I met Remy, my business partner, we both had a vision that we wanted to kind of get people to learn from each other, because what Arabs have, we have good things, we have things that we're not really sure of, and it's the same for all other cultures. So if we work together, our positives, their positives, we can put them together and we can do something really great. So we had this vision and we wanted to try to get to it. Now Remy is very well connected and he helped in getting people together for Oz Arab Media, and that's how it kind of came to be. At first, it started off as an online news platform, but it quickly started to grow into, well, it's still growing. And now we have our digital radio, and soon we're expanding into TV as well.
That is incredibly impressive by what you were saying. So you came here, you saw an opportunity, and you took it.
Absolutely. There was a gap in the market.
There was a gap in the market. And we know that it's not always easy. I mean, everyone thinks it's easy to start a business, but it takes a lot of sacrifice. So can you please help us sort of share a couple of pivotal moments that shaped your business growth and direction?
Yep, definitely. So, look, a lot of people, they think that our first gala dinner, which was attended by around 550 guests, would be one of these pivotal moments. However, it was only a validation of our work in the community and the need that we were fulfilling for people. The actual pivotal moments, the first one that I would talk about is the day we started doing live broadcasts and live interviews. This kind of changed the way that we were doing things. At first, we were just attending events, taking photos, writing articles. Then we started doing a bit of broadcasting, but without interviewing. And then a couple of years ago, when Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, came to Australia, Joseph Najjar, a lot of you know him. He was one of our reporters. Now he's with Channel 7. Joseph told me, you know what, we have all the gear. Why don't we try doing interviews? I'm like, okay, let's do it. As soon as we had the camera and he had the microphone in his hand, we had people flocking to us to be interviewed. And it was a lot of fun. So we decided, you know what, let's keep doing it. And I think one of the first events that we actually did live interviews in was the AABC. Another one of our pivotal moments was when we opened our studio a few months ago. This allowed us to start having our own podcasting studio. So we have shows. And in the last, I think, 9 or so months since we've opened, we've done close to 200 interviews with 200 different people. So now we're able to showcase a lot more. We're able to do a lot more, and we're able to get the message across more accurately.
That's incredible, thank you. And I do want to share a personal experience that I've had with Oz Arab Media in a second, but after I ask you this question, because I think it's sometimes we ask ourselves, well, how do we know? What is it exactly that you do, and how can you help my business? I can't tell you how many times I get asked that question about my business, like, what do you do, Reem? But I'm sure you get the same thing. It's like, how can you help people's businesses, and what is the value that you provide businesses?
Look, just like any media agency, we strive on advertising. So if you want people to know that your business exists, to know that you exist, to know what you do, then you have to be on our platform, whether as an ad in our e-magazine or an article, or also whether you're on an interview or an ad on the radio. There's a lot of ways that we can collaborate, social media also. There's a lot of ways that we can showcase what you do. And sometimes we meet a lot with clients and we help them create their marketing plan. We also help them see how they can advertise with us, as well as what they can do to complement how to get their business better known. So we can actually help from once you have your business ready, we can help you get the message across, get people to know that it exists and what you do.
And if I can share my own experience, it's only a little experience, but recently I did go into their studio for a podcast, and it was a live podcast with Shay. Shay's sitting right there. And it was so professionally done, which I hadn't expected I didn't know what to expect, because it was my first podcast with Shay and them. Now, that one reel, which was on YouTube, we put on our socials, and that's had more hits on our socials than any other interview I've ever been on for the business. And so all that did was establish, again, it's a branding side. It establishes you in the leadership for me, in the leadership space, in the strategy space. And it was all from that one interview, that one day, and we only took one take. Mm-hmm. So let me ask that one question. what advice do you give to every single member here in terms of how do you grow your business? How can you partner with Oz Arab Media to help grow the business?
So to help with, for Oz Arab Media, okay, I think it's working now. Can you hear me? No? Test?
Okay, let me just get, where does it go? I'll get the second one here.
Is it working? It's this one's cabled. Test. Did it turn off by mistake or something? I think this one turned off. Okay. Test. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, so your question was regarding how you can partner with Oz Arab Media. Look, for today, for example, I'm going to be leaving some of my business cards here with my team because unfortunately I have to leave a bit early. So please feel free to grab one. Send me an email if you're interested in advertising, getting people to know about your business, or even just to be interviewed. Let me know. We can arrange a meeting and we can go through what you can do to make your business better known. I come from, other than my education background, I come from a marketing and web design background, so I can also help with giving you advice regarding SEO, how to rank up on social engines, and well, I think Oz Arab Media is one of our successful projects, so if we've done it with Oz Arab Media, we definitely can do it with you, and being on Oz Arab Media will not only give you the reputation and authority, as Reem was just saying, it will also give you that exposure, so, as I said, people know you exist.
Thank you so much again, Charbel, and we'll have you here again soon. But for anyone who would like to ask questions, I'm sure you'll be here for a few more minutes afterwards.
Yeah, if you want. I think someone's ready.
And thank you again. It's so impressive to see all the work that you've done. Thank you. Round of applause, please, Charbel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Questions later?
Yeah. Actually, no. Are there any questions? No, thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Let me come to you.
You know what? I'll go to them.
It's all right. I won't need the microphone.
You'll be fine, but I will.
I just wanted to know. I've been working with the Lebanese Arabic community for 15 years. I've had the pleasure, but someone who comes from a Serbian Australian background, what's the value of me getting involved or trying to put something from, say, my community to try and bridge across with your community? For example, I just met Seem tonight, and there might be something that we can do further down the track, but is it worth me as a non-Arab Lebanese person going on to Oz Arab Media?
Look, absolutely. For every business, you have different markets. And sorry, if you want to access the Arabic market, you can do it mainly through us because we have that clientele. But what's also interesting is that we also have access to a lot of other communities. So it's not just the Lebanese or the Arab community. So we can do targeted advertising, and we can target the clients that you want through our social channels as well as through our mailing list. Anything else?
Are there any
I don't know why.
questions? We've got Shay. Hey, let me have it. I run and
Thank you, Reem. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, Charbel. It's very different being on the other side of the mic.
I know, right?
Yes, so I've been heavily involved in Oz Arab Media, and I've been so proud to do that. Testing.
No, it's gone now.
It's gone now. What is the strategy for AIM? We've heard a lot about Oz Arab Media. What's the future look like for AIM and this TV initiative that you mentioned?
Absolutely, great question. Thank you, Shay. So as I mentioned before, we are working on starting our digital TV. So this TV is going to be called AIM TV, and our creative director is over there, Javad. Please feel free to introduce yourself later. The idea for AIM TV is that it's going to be a television network, digital television. So it's essentially it's an app It's going to have a lot of different channels onto it, and each community is going to have a channel. So let's say the Arabs, we have a community, we have a channel. Chinese, Vietnamese, everyone will have a channel where they can have their content, be it English or their language, and they can use that to reach their community and they're all on the same path. It's a way to cross-promote between different communities. It's part of our mission to work more on promoting multiculturalism. Thank you. Anything else? Yes.
I want to wait for the mic, sir. It's really beautiful what you're doing, I have to say. Having media is what people consume every day, right? I want to ask you from the perspective of an independent Arab media organization. Do you feel that it's a lot different to the major productions, like the type of information you release and things you talk about? Is there a different perspective or experience you're finding?
Yes, absolutely. Look, the way we work on things is we focus on grassroots, while the general mainstream media is focusing on the big events, the important things that are happening across the world. We focus on what's happening within the community. So events that the traditional media does not attend, does not cover, does not care about, this is where we are. This is what we promote and broadcast. And sometimes, because we broadcast them, they catch the attention of the big whales out there. I hope I answered. Yeah.
Thank you very much. We did have a battery problem, but now we're back on up running. One last question for Charbel. This is your opportunity. It's your business, your opportunity. Questions? Thank you so much again, Charbel. Please, a huge round of applause for Charbel. Thank you again. Our next guest is Harry Hamrang. No, I'm so sorry, it's Abbas. Let me just move away. It's Abbas, are you here? I'm so sorry. It's Abbas second. I'm going well today. The batteries have put me off. But welcome, please.
You're after my family name?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Chatr Firuze. It's hard.
Can you say it out loud?
Chatr Firuze.
Can anyone pronounce it? It's beautiful. I used to, now I'm a borrow, so it's very easy, but in the past I used to have the same thing. But Abbas, thank you so much for joining us. Please have a seat. Let me just read a little bit about Abbas. Abbas is a mechanical engineer and the founder of Green Tico, an energy sustainability consultancy specialising in residential and commercial energy assessments across Australia. His expertise lies in helping clients optimise building performance without compromising thermal efficiency, while simultaneously identifying smart construction-savvy strategies to reduce material costs. Wow, that's a lot. And I think we need to hear a lot about from what it is that you do, how you started your business, and what does this all mean to the average person here in the... is that okay? Just, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. I always wanted to have my own business, and I had before I immigrated to Australia. And then I came to Australia 2017. The first year was nightmare. It was really hard with everything. But after that, I found a job as a ESD consultant. But then COVID happened. And I lost my job because market was so quiet. So, that was when I was thinking to start my own business again and not working, for somebody else. That was the story. And then the thing I'm doing is that the simplest way I can share it with you is that I know how to build a house without need of mechanical ventilation. The house can be cool during the summertime and warm during the winter time. Yes.
So does that mean without heaters or air conditionings?
Yes.
You're like my dream come true here. So tell me a little bit about that. In terms of when you started to set up the business, was there a gap in the market? How did you identify the need? What did it take for you to start the business? And what are the two key pivotal moments for you?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm very good at analyzing data. And when I started working, and I was working for a company, they have never, lost any client. And, all clients were very happy with the work because I was spending a lot of time to, find a good solution and optimize their projects. And I think that was the main thing. And even when I start my own business, these clients, they came to me and, asked for more help. And so far, the other day I did a rough calculation. We did more than like $5 billion project since 2019. Wow. And yeah, there are a lot of projects. I've done more than like 7,000 assessments in Australia.
That's a huge figure in such a short period of time. I mean, that's a lot of money there. In terms of, is it for residential? Is it for the average person in this room? What can people sort of come to you for?
Yeah, sure. So most of the people, they have no idea about energy efficiency. And put it this way, if you want to go to the market and buy a new house, normally you care about the design, the layout, the number of bedrooms, but you never think about why they put the bedrooms to the north side of the property and put the living areas to the south of the property. So during the day, the bedrooms will get hot, especially during the winter time. I was sitting there and my friend said, I don't know, in Australia, outside always warmer than inside. And that's the reason, because we are spending a lot of time in living zones during the day, and when it's in the south of the property, it doesn't get sunlight, so it's cold. And then now, especially now with the building commissioner become very much more restricted with the regulations, we can see, a lot of people now caring more about the thermal performance of the property because they have to pay a lot of money on construction. And I think the best time people can use help from someone like me is that when they have planned to design a house, the first stage, then it's good to have a, like energy consultant next to them, and they can tell you exactly what's going to feel like living in these rooms or these zones in future. Yeah.
So have you done analysis on the cost savings for like a new home, someone who enters a new home and uses your services? What is the long-term cost efficiencies?
So just for example, last Friday evening, someone called me and the guy was very struggled with the cost. He said, we just want to, slab construction, and we just realized the cost of the glazing is going to be $400,000 by itself. And we can't afford that. And, I redid the assessment, everything again, and the cost dropped to like $80,000.
Wow, that's significant.
Yeah, because you have to know a lot of things, and as I said, you should be able to analyze the projects and see different aspects in the project.
I'm asking this question because I'm being very selfish. We're about to go through DA approval. Do we come to you before or after DA approval?
So when the architect finish the design, the first certificate they will need to get before applying either way for CDC or DA, they have to get the NADERS or basic certificates in New South Wales.
Okay. What advice, you can keep the microphone, but what advice do you give people here? What do they need to know? How do they contact you? How can you help them?
So for members here, I can say whatever you needed help or something, I'm very happy to help. And what else can I say? So as I said again, I think it's good with the things coming in future, because we know, for example, by 2030, it's not going to be gas on any household. And next year, before people used to get paid with the solar panels when they're generating to the system, I think next year you have to, they're going to charge you for that. So you're not going to get paid anymore. So slowly, it's better to consider to design or having a thermal efficiency dwelling or house. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I've learned so much from you today. As soon as I get home, I'm having a chat to the husband. So any questions there from the audience? Anything that you would like to... Let me come to you, please. We've got the batteries now, so all good.
Thank you, Abbas. Actually, very informative. Thank you so much. My question is, I'm like Reem, actually. I'm going through my CC at the moment. So is it late for me to redesign or using your service? And can you enhance more on when you said it's like no longer you need heating system or air cons? Can you enhance more on that, how it works and what needs to be done?
So I was trying to say something, make it very simple for everyone to understand what I'm doing. And it was more like, when you're buying a EV car, they're advertising for 600 kilometers, and then you can get just up to 400 something kilometers. So it's not like 100, it is doable, we can do that, really. But we have to engage from the beginning of the design. Even the land is very important you are getting to be able to achieve this goal. The property doesn't really need to be run like air conditioning or something like that. But in your case, it's a bit late. The best thing we can do now is, as I just said, we can reduce the cost of construction. But by seeing if there is any opportunity to save more money on construction, for example, on your windows, your installations, or any other construction materials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, you know where you and I are going next, aren't you? I was going to go first to ladies first. Is that okay, Hassan?
Sorry, Hassan. Hi, Abbas. Thank you very much. That was excellent. I'm in finance, commercial and residential mortgage broker. So I can see a lot of opportunities for a lot of my customers who are at that early stage of buying land. But is there anything you can offer customers from an assessment perspective where they can come in, or you can come in and look at how energy efficient they are? Like, is there anything you can offer in that space for existing homes?
For existing homes, yes, we can do that. It's more like we can give you some idea about the opportunity, how we can improve the performance of the building. For example, I went to the house like 4 or 5 days ago. The second floor was west facing, and it had a lot of fixed windows. So the owner said during the summertime you can't use this area. He was living area. It absorbed a lot of heat, and they can't use this beautiful view. So, and they didn't want to spend a lot of money So the suggestion was like just for using very simple video field, and then after that I think he said like it was improved by like 30%, and it was a lot. So if there is any opportunity like this, we can say and give you the solutions.
Thank you very much. 30% is a huge amount. Last question from Hassan Musa.
Abbas, thank you. Can I ask about solar batteries? Is that within your domain or not?
I'm a little bit familiar with the solar panel.
Okay. I've actually got a solar panel on our residence, which is large and then very well exposed to the sun. And I'm in the market for looking for a solar battery. But I'm getting conflicting advices on what size battery, whether it works, it adds value, right? Can you reduce the energy costing? Is there anything you can say about this?
All these people in Australia are hearing the saying, bigger is better. So if you can afford to get a bigger system, it's going to be much better.
What's the biggest system?
I know there is a big government rebate now. I think it's started like last month or something. Now you can buy 30 kilowatt battery for like around $7,000.
A lot more than that.
Now it's very cheap. Before it used to be $20,000, and now the drop across to $7,000. And I think 30 kilowatt system should be fine.
There is one more question. I did tell a lie, little lie, but here we go.
Excuse me,
gentlemen.
thank you. Just in regards to the ACs and the ventilation, when you go to buy a house or you want to sell a house, it's always a must to have an AC advertised in the ad. So how can you convince a buyer buying a house with no AC using your technology or your system?
This is more like, I think, cultural things. It has to be advertised from the government. People should get more educated about these sort of things, because as I said, they had no idea before about this. So now it's going to be a little bit hard. 2 years ago, I was in a seminar, government seminar. They said they might do this in the future. They have planned to use the energy assessors like me to go to every single existing property in Australia, and these assessors, they have to assess the property, and if the house meets the energy requirement, then the agent be able to put that house on the market. And they're thinking about the solutions as well. There are heaps of opportunity there because they're doing this in Europe, but not in Australia because energy is not that expensive in Australia. But the way they want to do it is like having a deal with the bank, and you going to the bank, showing them your energy bills, and based on the money you are paying at the moment and the money you're saving, the bank will give you, not you, the people going to improve the efficiency of your house, they can pay them, and by like 2-3 years, slowly you will be able to the bank, and after that it will be free. So at the moment, if you build a house or you want to advertise a new house, and you know that since 1st of October 2023, all the volume in New South Wales have like 7 stars. So they all must be energy efficient. 7 stars is beautiful. Most of the time you don't really need to use a conditioning system. But if it's really assessed under the 7 stars, I know some people will do other things there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, we've learned so much tonight. And can we please give Abbas a round of welcome? And he will be here all night tonight. Thank you. Who would have thought there'd be so much to learn? Jeanette, there's a few bucks for us. And you're an accountant too. This is a good night, isn't it? Amazing. So, last but never least, I'd like to introduce or ask Harry Hamrang to come up on the stage, please. And we always keep best for last. Thank you. Welcome, Harry. So, Harry is a licensed general and commercial insurance broker with nearly 3 decades of experience who advises small to large enterprises across Australia. A number of the Australian and New Zealand Institute of Insurance and Finance and the Australasian Institute of Chartered Loss Adjusters, Harry specialises in complex and hard-to-place risks, crafting insurance solutions that offer both protection and clarity. Now, this is going to be a very important topic here. Thank you. So, first of all, what inspired you to be here? Tell us a little bit about your business and how long you've been in it and a little bit of a story behind it.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. To answer this question, I have to go back... Oh, sure. To answer this question, I need to go back to 1990s when I was a young boy studying at high school. I remember a fire actually broke out on the neighbor house, and the entire house was burnt down. I remember the fire truck arrived on time, but the hope actually turned to the shock. Believe it or not, the fire truck, the tanker was empty. The firefighters came with the empty truck. And the entire house, as I said, burnt down. And I remember everyone was asking, do you have any insurance cover? And the guy said, no, I don't have any insurance cover. And it sparked an interest on my mind just to understand what the insurance is and how we can manage the risk. And then it's pursued me to get the bachelor degree in insurance and later a master in MBA. And also I was fascinated with the actuarial science, underwriting, the risk assessment. And I have a long career being as an underwriter, as an actuary, claim handler, from claim handling to loss adjusting, from loss adjusting back to underwriting, and then shifting into the brokerage role. Yep.
Thank you. That's a lot of specialty there. I mean, not everyone can just fill your shoes. So tell us a little bit about a couple of moments within your career or your business that really highlighted the need for what you had to do and anything that stands out.
I've worked for big insurance companies for 17 years, as I said, as an actuary, underwriter, claim handler, and blah, blah. And then I had the privilege being sponsored by New South Wales government to come to Australia and settle in Sydney with my family. The key moment was being here in Sydney and then shifting from, I came to Australia in 2015. So the key moment was shifting from underwriting into the brokerage role. And the pivotal moment was the time that I set myself just last June. I said, it's enough. I'm working for different insurance companies for more than 27 years, and now it's time just to start my own business. I remember I spoke to a director, one of the directors of the underwriting agencies, and I said, George, I want to take the next step to start my own business and launch the brokerage firm. And he said, which insurance group you want to join? Because we have a big brokerage firms in Australia, like Asset Fast, Insurance Advisor Net, Australia Brokers, and the others, like PSC. And I said, to be honest, no, but I would like just to call them one by one to ask. And he said, there is no need, I will do it for you. Unexpected support actually give the momentum and give me the relief to understand how the people can see you once you are servicing the client, once you are reporting to the underwriting agencies, and how they can help you. So the next day, two insurance companies, actually two insurance brokerage firms, they called me, the national managers, and they said, look, George said you're going to start your own business. We are happy just to have a chat. And I decided just to go with PSC because, in Australia, compliance is the first one. And if you want just to get your AFSL license, it's lots of work. You have to stay about 3 years to 5 years, spending lots of money just to pass the compliance and to get your AFSL license. So I decided just to become an Australian representative of PSC Connect. Later, PSC acquired by Invest. Invest is a big firms, actually investment firms. They bought different underwriting agencies like Allstate underwriting agencies, Blue Zebra underwriting. Later, they bought the AABC brokerage firm, PSC Connect, Resilium Insurance, and they are quite big now.
That's a very in-depth story. So now here's a physical challenge. How do you sort of explain to people here and the members here how they can utilise your services, and what value is it, and maybe what advice can you give them? It's a three-part question.
Yes, that's fine. To be honest, naturally, I'm not a salesperson. Selling is not my strength, but helping others is part of me. Do you know who I am? It's part of who I am. So through helping others, I earn my income. I'm getting the commission from insurance companies, not from the clients. And I'm here just to help. If you have any question regarding the insurance, I'm happy just to help. My first priority is always client satisfaction. This is my ultimate goal. And if you look at my business card, on the back of the card, I said, clients first philosophy. And this is my philosophy. And because I had lots of experience, I have an educational background, it's giving me the strength just to assess the risk and to help the clients. So once I'm seeing my clients or the community, they have not just my clients, there is no need to be my client. I can help you. If you have any question, as I said, no need to be my client. Just give me a call, send me an email, send me a text. I'm more than happy just to help. And this is my philosophy. And actually, once I'm seeing the clients, they have an adequate cover, they have a sufficient coverage, they are properly protected, it's making me happy. Because people, once they start their own business, they are putting their heart, their life, everything, just to build their business. And once it comes to the protection, I'm here to help. So I'm telling, okay, what's my role is in the community? How can I contribute? As a proud member of AABC also, I'm happy just to review everyone's policy. So I want to give you a very simple example. How many of you have house or investment property with granny flat? Or how many of you have the duplex? If you do, I almost guarantee 99% of you don't have any sufficient coverage. And if the claims happen, the insurance company may decline the claim. Easily they can decline the claim because of breach of duty of disclosure. I don't think we have I think this is the most straightforward form of the insurance cover. The house insurance, the home and content insurance. And just imagine if you are running the business, if you are a proper commercial property owner, or if you are dealing with other clients like as an accountant, as a real estate agent, and blah, blah. Just imagine what type of risk you have, and you don't realize actually you have a cover or not. The people in Australia, the bad thing is this, they are just checking the premium, nothing else. Just they are checking the premium. Whoever gives the better premium, the cheapest one, they are getting that policy. But they don't understand actually what's the reason behind. I'm not telling just getting the adequate cover is more expensive for you. No. I had the privilege just to help one Lebanese guy here in Liverpool, just saving him $440,000 in his premium. $447,000. In opposite, I had a client, they were a cleaning company also like these guys, and he was paying $3,200. He did a Google search, he found my name, he called me and he asked a question. He said, look, this is my business and I'm paying this much. I asked my own broker and she said, it's okay, you have enough coverage, it's sufficient. There is no concern. I called 3 more brokerage firms, they said the same. And I told him, no, you are not covered. We increased the premium from $3,200 to $65,000. And he was so happy. He introduced the other shopping centers to me in Queensland, in South Australia. This is how can I help? I'm assessing the risk. I'm assessing the risk, and I'm always giving the most competitive terms, because behind the scene, sorry, I'm talking too much because you asked 3 questions. So behind the scene, actually, I'm putting my heart, I'm putting myself in client's shoes, I'm putting myself to everyone's shoes just to understand. I understand actually how they work hard and how it's important for them just to save the money. And I'm saving money for them. I'm giving the adequate coverage, and also I'm saving for them. Just 2 days ago, a guy, he called me and they were hiring out the forklifts and other equipments. He was paying $21,000. And he was just covered for hire out equipment, not for sale, not for services. I add up the services, I add up the sales, plus the hire out of equipment, and I give them a policy with $5,600. Most of the time, I'm saving too much, but my first priority is making sure they have proper cover.
Thank you so much. And that's such an important point to make. It's just that what you're saying is, to every single member, is take the opportunity to have that assessment.
Yes.
You're not asking them to do anything else, just get the assessment first.
So I'm telling, always get the second opinion. You are all, each of you is an expert in your field. All right? Whether it's like a startup business, you are in early startup phase, or even you are navigating in the growth phase, or whether you are managing the mature company or a business, you need to have a right advice and the right coverage. I want to give you an example. One of the biggest pipe manufacturing in Australia since 1970, they are one of the biggest. They had a public liability. The guy, he called me, he didn't trust me, but later the accountant, he trusted me. And the accountant said, look, I want to send the policy to you. Just have a look and advise us. Give us the second opinion. I look at the policy and I said, look, unfortunately, you don't have any cover. Have you had any claim during the last 30, 40 years? And they said, no. One of the directors, he called me. And he said, okay, I'm a pipe manufacturer. And in my policy, they put the pipe manufacturer. I'm fully covered. And I had 3 brokers during last 35 years, I believe. And I said, look, no one told you, I'm telling you, you don't have any cover. I do apologize, everyone. To be honest, he said, bullshit, he hung up the phone. 5 months later, he called me, and he said, you were right. Please give us the cover. He was paying $13,000. And we increased the premium to $30,000, almost double. And what was the reason why they were not covered? They were a pipe manufacturing company, but not normal pipe manufacturing company. They were manufacturing the sprinkler pipes. It's specialized. And I said to them at the time, at the beginning, when I talked to him, I said, if you tell the insurance company that you are manufacturing the sprinkler pipes, straight away they will decline the risk. They will not give you, even they will not accept by additional premium. They will decline the risk. Just one more example. I have too many real-world examples.
Yes, please. Maybe during the examples, maybe during the dinner, you can give those examples. But please, any questions for Harry here? Do you want to stand at the thing? Thank you. All right, it's good.
Thank you, Harry. Appreciate it. Just would like to ask you an advice on income protection policies. What the client they need to look for, because to be honest with you, I've been in my business, I'm an accountant and tax agent, and I've seen many clients, whenever they need their policy, they never succeed. They got promised with something, and at the end, they end up with tiny bit of it. So there is too many fine lines, what the clients they need to look for, and how they can get the best of their policy. Thank you.
I'm not a licensed broker for life insurance for income protection. I'm a general insurance broker and commercial insurance broker, so I can't advise on the income protection. But I want to tell you, we have more than 34,000 open claims in Australia. 34,000 complaints. And most of the time, the insurance company win the case. Why? Because at the beginning, the insurance broker or the clients, once they approach the insurance company directly, they didn't disclose everything. They are assuming because they are paying the premium, they have to be covered. It's not the case. So for income protection, I can introduce you to someone. She's really nice, she's licensed, and she can help you answer the question. I do apologize because...
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions? One fine for yourself, just closer to you.
Thanks. Hi, Harry. Thanks so much for your helpful insights. One query I had is, I had a client a few years ago that owned a large shopping centre, and due to some negligence from some fire contractors, it became posed as high risk, and so their insurance premiums went up 8-9 times, and they couldn't get insurance within Australia, so they had to get international insurance. And when they brought the claim, one of the things that they weren't able to claim, or they had challenge claiming, was the increase in insurance premiums. Because you can imagine if the insurance premiums go from 100,000 to 800,000 for it, they're going to be losing a lot of money over the years. Is there any way to determine how long the insurance premiums will stay at that increased amount for due to the risk, and what that difference would have actually been over time?
Yes, sure. Look, the insurance is a live, the insurance market is a live market. So they are rating the policies, right? Depends on the market conditions. The market condition can extend to the international market conditions. Yes, right, sometimes it's a high risk, and the insurance companies in Australia they cover on the risk. So we have access to the Australian market, we have access to the Sydney market, which is named market, and also insurance brokers, they have access to international market, which is called Dubai market, offshore market. So once the insurance companies, they decline the risk, for example, for the tobacco industry, recently no insurance company is covering the tobacco industry in Australia because of the crime and the extent of the fights. Probably all of you have in the news that what's happening. So the insurance company, I have an example, actually it's a real world example. In Melbourne, it was a sort of that. They had to increase, and the insurance premium increased from 100K to 960K. 9 times more.
That's unbelievable.
They couldn't afford it. Even we couldn't find anything in the offshore market. No one is insuring it. So the answer to your question, how long, we don't know, it's dependent on the market condition. Right? I want to give you another example for this structure.
Thank you. We've got one last short question.
Very short. Do you look at professional indemnity and cyber insurance?
Yes.
Perfect.
That was a good answer. Yes, we do. And the answer is yes. I mean, insurance is one of those things, no one likes to pay it, but we all have to have it. And it gives you a very, very level of comfort. Can we please give a very warm round of applause for Harry? Thank you very much for having us, mate. I think we've learned so much tonight from 3 of our guests. It's incredible how much we can learn about other people's businesses and how they can help our business. And that's the reason why we're here today. Please enjoy dinner. We'll spend 20 minutes together. Enjoy speaking to each other, each other's company, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.